चलो आज पे दोबारा चलते हैं.
Then few days later we thought maybe that was a coincidence. Let's try again. They made another intention to go hunting.
जो ही घर से निकले ना तो फिर एक आदमी गाड़ी के आगे आ गया, एक्सीडेंट हो गया, फिर उसको अस्पताल ले गए, थाने पर उसी चक्कर में लगे.
So the second attempt, we left the home, and as soon as we came out, somebody came in front of our car and the accident occurred. Then we had to take him to hospital.
वो नहीं चाहता था.
Because God did not want us.
अगर वो चाहता तो हम चले जाते.
God did not want us to go hunting. If He so wished, then we would have gone hunting.
So it's like that old saying. It's the saying that goes, man proposes and God disposes. If it's not God's favor, then it would not.
Sure. So कहने फिर उसको आवत की तरह है कि इंसान कुछ चाहता है लेकिन अगर रब उसको ना चाहे फिर ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Yes, that is the case.
ये दोनों तरफ से है.
जी सर.
रब इंसान उसको चाहे, वो इंसान को चाहे, तब काम चलता है.
जिसका and then it is also important to achieve that state that when a person loves God and when God loves that person.
How do you get there?
Sorry.
How do you get there?
How do you get there? अगर इस मकाम पर कैसे पहुंचा जाता है, कैसे हासिल होती है ये चीज़?
कुछ मेहनत करता है, कुछ उसकी मदद होता है बस.
Some a little effort on your own part and the rest is up to His will and wish.
एक मुसाफिर जब जंगल में भटकता रहता है कुछ पाने के लिए तो कोई न कोई उसको रास्ता दिखाई देता है ना, उधर है.
Just like a person going into a jungle and is lost and tries to find his way out, and somebody usually comes to his assistance and then shows him the way out of the jungle.
इसी तरह उसको अल्लाह की लगन उस रास्ते में चल पड़े ना तो कोई उसको मतलब मुर्शिद मिल ही जाता है जो अल्लाह को पहुंचा देता है.
In a similar way, a person who seeks God and His love and is lost from one place to another, and God actually guides that person to a spiritual guide, and then he finds that path which takes him towards God.
And we are very fortunate that we have Shah Sahib and that status that helping us out to seek that and we should ask for that too.
इंग्लिश में आपने बताइए. सर ये अहलिया को बता रहे हैं कि आपको भी इस चीज़ की तलब होनी चाहिए और सरकार से यही can we lose?
Once we've gotten it, can we lose it?
सरकार ये पूछ रहे हैं कि एक मर्तबा अल्लाह की मोहब्बत मिल जाए वो ख़त्म भी हो सकती है, ज़ाया हो सकती है, और छीन ले उसको, वापस ले ले उस मोहब्बत को.
बहुत कम होता है, अगर उसकी तरफ से हो जाए तो मुश्किल अच्छी नहीं जाती है.
It's very rare. Once he grants his love, then he won't take it back.
जिसको एक दफा अल्लाह चाह लेना सारी उम्र चाह ही लेता है ना.
Once he desires somebody, then all his life he will be desired by God.
किसी को चाहता है तो फिर ये भी देखता पीछे क्या किया और आगे क्या करेगा, सब कुछ देखभाल के चाहता है ना उसको.
Once he desires somebody and grants them his love, he looks at what that person has done in the past and what he will do in the future. He looks at them with some detail and then gives the love.
बस एक दफा उसको पाने की कोशिश करे.
So a person should at least once try to find God and achieve God.
Us down basically and say, you know, bad for you when you're just doing the free will. And if we don't do His will, and He's not saying do His will, He's saying do our own free will. People, the religions and things say, well, you can only get to God this way, you can only get to God this way, and if you don't do this right and come to Him in such a humble way, you know, He's going to smack you down. But He's saying, I'm giving you free will to do what you need to do to experience life. Why would He do that? Why would He slap you down or punish you for doing the free will that He gave us in the first place?
ये पूछ रहे हैं कि अल्लाह ताला ने हमको इंसान को इतनी आज़ादी दी और कहा कि इस आज़ादी को इस्तेमाल करे जैसा तो जी चाहे तुम्हारा, अच्छा करे या बुरा करे, और इतनी आज़ादी देने के बाद अगर कोई गलत काम करें या ऐसा काम करें जिससे अल्लाह ना मिले, उसकी तरफ हम जाए नहीं, तो फिर बराबर में वो सज़ा भी देता है उस चीज़ की.
तो ये उसने तुम्हारे इम्तिहान के लिए रखा ना.
This is a test for you. Go test in this way.
खुला छोड़ दिया टेस्ट के लिए, ये किधर जाता है.
God has given you such freedom, and just let loose of the rope just to see where you'll go.
See if
and
you'll
what
hang
you'll do.
yourself.
It's his desire that you come to him. You have the free will,
Yes,
but
you
it's
have free
God's
will.
desire that you choose the right way.
Yeah, but it's not just coming to him. It's a matter of everything we do in life. Because life, we're here to experience life. That is the only purpose that we're here for, is so that really he can experience life through us, because we're a part of him.
So मेरी कहने कि अल्लाह ताला ने हमको ये आज़ादी का ख्याल इसलिए दी ताकि हम इस ज़िंदगी का तजर्बा करें, और इनका ये भी ख्याल है कि अल्लाह ताला ने हमको ज़िंदगी दी और इंसानी रूप में यहाँ भेजा और जिस्म दिया ताकि वो हमारे ज़रिए खुद इंसानी ज़िंदगी जैसे बसर होती है वो तजर्बा करे उसका। तो अगर उसने इतनी आज़ादी दी
नहीं, इसके लिए नहीं दी। अगर इसके लिए देता ना तो मरने से सारी उम्र जिंदा रहता ना। इससे मरता है इसका मतलब है, फिर इसके लिए नहीं दी, तो टेस्ट के लिए दी, थोड़े दिन के लिए भेजा।
This is life temporary and we're only here for a short period of time. This is why it's a test. If it was solely for that experience, solely to experience God's experience of human life, then we would never die. This would be forever.
But we don't die. What about the soul? The soul doesn't die. The soul goes on, and we take on this form. But the soul is just a part of us, and it goes on.
So कह रहे कि इस ज़िम्मे में कि जिस्म का मौत है, रूह को मौत तो नहीं है, उसको तो हमेशा के लिए ज़िंदगी।
तो वो करता, रूह तो नहीं करती, वो जिस्म ही करता है।
But whatever actions you do, the soul doesn't do that. It's your body that does that.
That's true, but that's how we experience life when we come here. To everything is an experience to us, no matter what it is. And he's saying, God is saying that there really isn't any good, we say good or evil, bad or good, or God or Satan and all this, but it's all relative. It's all how we perceive it in life. Because what I might think is bad, you might not. And so who's to judge that? And what's normal and what's natural?
You're saying that by what you're saying, you're negating what God has said or done or what his plan is. What you're saying, the good or bad or evil, is all in our imagination.
It's our perception.
And are you saying that God hasn't actually qualified or set criteria to judge good or bad? It's just our perception.
I think so. That's right. I think that God has put us here to experience all of these things so that we would know.
But he hasn't set a criteria. It's just our perception.
I think it's up to us to know, to find out what we think is good or bad, because he doesn't think that anything is really good or bad. He's above all of that.
सरकार का ये ख्याल है, ये पूछ रही हैं कि अल्लाह ताला वो हर चीज़ से वो जिम्मा बरी है और हर चीज़ से पाक है, और अच्छाई बुराई शैतान और गुनाह नेकी इसी तरीके से जन्नत दोज़ख, हमको उसने इसीलिए बनाया कि सिर्फ ये ज़िंदगी का तजुर्बा करें बहसीत इंसान, और फिर मौत जो है वो जिस्म को है, रूह को नहीं है। और ये जो अच्छाई बुराई, ये जो तमाम ये जो ऑपोजिट हैं, ये सिर्फ हमारे जहन में है, हमारा तख़य्युल में है, और सिर्फ तजर्बे के तौर पर हमको ये चीज़ें दिखाई गई हैं या हम इनका तजुर्बा करते हैं। अल्लाह की ज़ात से चीज़ों का कोई ताल्लुक शायद ना हो।
चलो फ़र्ज़ किया तजुर्बा है या इम्तिहान है, नहीं समझे, लेकिन भले तजुर्बा भले इम्तिहान है तो उससे अगर दोस्ती हो जाए तो मज़ीद बेहतर है ना।
Okay, let's suppose that you talk about this relativity. Let's suppose it's an exam or it's a test, and you got all this freedom or whatever else you wish to add with that. Over and above all that, if you could achieve his friendship, if you could achieve his proximity, his love, his nearness, then that's the best thing.
Oh yes.
तो ये हमारा मतलब है ना कि तुम उससे दोस्ती कर लो,
This is the achievement.
उसकी मोहब्बत पैदा कर
This is our purpose. This is the objective. That whether that exists or it doesn't exist, that we achieve his friendship and his proximity and nearness and his
तो
love.
दोनों हालतों में वो उसके लिए बेहतर है ना, खा इम्तिहान है खा
And
आज़ादी है।
whether you think it's a test or whether you think it's just an experience of life, or whether God wishes to experience human life through our experience, it may be the case. But the better state to achieve, the higher state, is to achieve his proximity, his nearness and his love.
तो बेहतर है कि वो जो रूह उधर रूह जाएगा, उसको मौत तो नहीं है ना, तो रूह को चमका लेना ताकि जिधर उसकी मोहब्बत हो उधर ही जाए ना।
It's best that we shine the soul. We make it enlightened because the soul will not die, as you mentioned. Excuse me, the body dies.